Hello and welcome to 15 Minute Gamer. My name is Tony and this is Need for Speed Payback. This is the review and impressions video of the game. Let's read the words on the website. There's a lot of words, so I'm not going to read them all, but Need for Speed, one of the world's best-selling video game franchises, returns with a vengeance in his new Need for Speed Payback Deluxe Edition set in the underworld of Fortune Valley. You and your crew were divided by betrayal and reunited by revenge to take down the house. Pause the video here if you want to read the rest of them, but yes, there's a lot of words. So guys, just to start off with, I do love these games, or have done in the past. You know, I love the Test Drive series. Test Drive Unlimited 2 is still one of my favourite games ever. It was just in a massive open world. It was really immersive. The cars looked amazing. It was such an impressive game. You know, I love me Forzas and all that. And, you know, I love a good racing game. I love, you know, the idea of an open world racing game. And things like Forza get it right. You know, they don't necessarily concentrate on a story. You know, Forza's story is basically, well, it's a festival. And you've got to go around and get points to build the festival up and get fans and that sort of thing. And, you know, Test Drive Unlimited 2 was just such a lovely island. Like, it was just such a joy to drive around. It felt alive. It felt amazing. And now Need for Speed is back with this story-driven. It's about heists. It's about a cartel called The House who, you know, have all the cops under them and control the races and fix things and stuff like that. And I was kind of like, when I first heard the idea, I was kind of like, oh, that sounds quite interesting. I love the idea of heists and stuff like that. You know, that's a really different take on the racing game. However, booting it up, and I played the 10-hour free trial. And I played for about half an hour and turned it off. I just really didn't enjoy it. And I got this game yesterday. I hammered it last night, played quite a lot of it. And I don't know, feelings are really mixed on this game. Like, part of me really hates it, and part of me don't mind it. Like, you know, I kind of think in part it's alright. It's an alright game, but then other part it's just terrible. Like, some of the design decisions, some of the things they've done, some of the implementation is just terrible, and it is a shame. Yeah, I mean, it's a driving game. The whole point of a driving game is you're supposed to feel immersed. You're supposed to feel in there. You know, you're on the edge of a mistake at all times. You know, you got that rewind button on the Forza Motorsport series, which I love, because, you know, you're on that edge. One little mistake can put you to the back of the grid, you know, crash off the circuit or whatever. This game is just designed for casual type gamers. It's designed for people who like to grind. It's designed for that very, I don't know, that very basic market of, right, we need a racing game. And it's the same as I said with Wolfenstein. It's kind of like developers just go, well, what's a racing game? Right, we need to have some cars, we need to race and open world, loot crates, and that's it. Oh, hang on a sec. No, we need a cast of unlikable characters. Yeah, okay, cool, we'll do that. And it's what it is, and I have the same feeling with it with Wolfenstein. Apart from this, there's no Wolfenstein. It's not even close. It's just kind of like meh. It's some of the design decisions are just terrible. There's 3 characters in it, and you kind of swap. Well, you kind of swap between them like Grand Theft Auto. Apart from you haven't got the choice to swap with them. The game kind of says, right, okay, now you're going to be X. Now you're going to be this person. Now you're going to be this person, and they're all really unlikable characters. They've all got this millennial, I can never say that word, you know, the born millennium, and you know, it's like, oh my god, and LOL, and when they're driving and racing, all they do is talk on the phone. Like, this game is just people talking on the phone. Wherever you're doing, somebody is talking on the phone to you, or you're talking to someone else. After every cutscene, you phone someone up. After every movement, you phone someone up. When you're doing anything, you get chased by the cops, but he has time to phone his friend and discuss what they want for tea. It's just ridiculous, and that's what it is. It's just stupid. It also does this annoying thing of wrestling control from you all the time. Like, there's a bit where you got to jump over a bridge on like a truck with a ramp on it, and it expects you to jump over it. And I was like, oh my god, this, you know, I'm in a hypercar, I'm doing 160 miles an hour. This is going to be tough. And you get to it, and it's like, right, aim for the truck. And I was like, oh, this is going to be so cool. And the game's like, nah, I'm not letting you do that. What do you mean you're not letting me do that? Well, we're going to do that for you. Like, we want it to be like a movie. We don't want you to take part in it. Well, I've just been racing. No. We're going to control that bit for you. And it's the same all the way through. Like, when you do the heist, like, it's like, drive up to the side of the truck and watch the character go up the ladder. She needs to be beside the ladder. She needs to get on the ladder. So drive beside the truck, get beside the truck. You need to be within the meter of the truck. So you get within the meter of the truck. What does it do? Yeah, I'm taking control here. It's turning into a cutscene. And it's all it is. It's constant. Everything turns into a cutscene. Like, when just constantly, like, you just evade the cops and it comes into a cutscene. You get to the end of a mission, cutscene. You get to an end of a thing, cutscene. You do a heist, cutscene. You get to an exciting bit in the game, cutscene. You jump through a building, cutscene. And you drive up to a building, cutscene. And that's all it is. It's Need for Speed cutscenes. It takes control away from you at the most ridiculous times, just as something exciting is happening. And it does it when you're racing as well. When you're racing, if you go off the track in any way, shape or form, there's a little bit of leeway. It will just reset you. It doesn't give you the chance to make a mistake, to rectify your thing. I was on, like, literally driving, and I went a little bit off road, and I was drifting around, and I hit a rock, and I was like, oh man, I've just lost first position. It reset me back to last position. I would have only probably lost one more position because I still have my speed going, but the game's like, no. You're not going to get a chance to rectify this. We'll rectify it for you. And that's what it constantly is. It's like the police chasers, like, on screen now. They're not police chasers. They're very heavily scripted to do a police chase up to a certain point. All it is you going through checkpoint. When you get to a certain checkpoint, it doesn't matter if you're driving slow, it doesn't matter if you crash, it doesn't matter if you're on fire, it doesn't matter if you're blown up with one wheel, it doesn't matter if you're on your roof, the police will just stop following you for no reason whatsoever. And before that, if you're in the game, they're driving around in their little cars and they will catch you up within seconds. It's rubber banding completely. They're designed to catch up with you, they're designed to overtake and ram you until a certain point where they just go, nah. It's like, yeah, well, that black Audi, yeah, he's right ahead of us. Oh, but he's only 100 yards from home. Right, okay, we'll back off now. And it's that sort of thing that they're not designed to catch you. They're just designed to be a pain in the ass to get you through the next thing. And that's what it is. It's moving from, all you're doing is doing a race, doing a checkpoint, and everything's a checkpoint. You know, it doesn't matter if you're, doing a heist. It's, you get to a checkpoint, you do something, you go to the next checkpoint, do something, go to the next checkpoint, do something. The races that are on, there's certain type of races you can do. There's like sprint races, there's drift racing, there's drag racing. Drag racing's alright, I quite enjoyed that. And there's like bashing racing where you got bash things. And you have to buy a car to meet that level, so you have to buy a certain drift car. You have to buy, only a drift car can do a drift car, only a bash car can do a bash car, only a drag car can do a drag car. You can change your car to meet that specification. So basically the roster's not that big, but you can kind of, each car can be 4 different things. So you could have like a drag Mazda, then a sprint Mazda, and whatever. So you can kind of do that and customize them how you like. There's no, for a racing game, there's no cockpit view at all, and there's also no steering wheel support either for the PC gamers out there. So yeah, it's a very, very casual marketed, very casual arcade game. The steering and controls are terrible as well. To drift, you don't even have to push the handbrake. You just turn the left stick and it drifts. Like, there's no sense of you doing the drift. The game just drifts for you almost. You just hit the accelerator and hope for the best. So yeah, not even have to hit handbrake to drift. I mean, what's that about? Especially in 2017, I was expecting a lot more from a Need for Speed game. And of course, with being Need for Speed, there's a lot of customization in here. So you have a garage you can go into. And what you have to do is basically you can upgrade all the parts of your car in a very nice system. I did like the upgrade system. You can even like window tint it up, and you just move the cursor where you want to go, and you'll unlock certain things. Like if you do 3 races, you'll unlock a side skirt or whatever, and then each one costs money, or you can unlock it as you go through. You can decal. The decal's really easy, and you can position them where you want. There's like flags on there, there's graphics on there, and there's all that sort of thing. So the customization is actually really good. I really enjoyed that. Then you can save it and upload it or to the marketplace. I'm not sure how you download them yet. I haven't found that bit. But I haven't really looked because I just do basic. I usually just make them black. The only thing you can't do is upgrade your engine. Engines are done by cards, and I'll go into the cards later on when we discuss microtransactions, but it's a terrible design. I don't like it at all, and it's only there to make more money for the developer, and sort of that's it. So I did like the customization. That was one good thing. The graphics on the whole of this game look pretty good, but there is a few bugs, and I've just got two coming up here. So this one here, I hit something. It's like a hydrant, and it rolls on the floor like that, and then goes upright somehow, and then just disappears. Which, it's terrible. I've seen floating bollards. I've seen really bad physics. I've been flipped over, that sort of thing. Like when you're just driving along and you just turn over. Also, some really weird design decisions. Like, I know it's an open world game, but here there's a crosswalk sign, but there's no walkway. Like, you'd just be walking on a dual carriageway. Like, yeah, and it's certain things like that that really let it down. And here you'll see the graphic pop in, which is another thing which is terrible. The cars sometimes load with no graphics in. The game will have no graphics here. There's no graphics there. The shadow pop in, trees will pop in, cars will pop in front of you. The planes fly really funny in sky sometimes. The traffic density is really low as well. So when you're driving, it'll just be like, you'll see literally like there'll be one or two cars on the road, like, and it's just, you're in the middle of this fake Las Vegas, and yet there's 4 cars on the road. And then on top of that, the graphics and the errors and stuff like that, then you've got all these crates. This is how you upgrade your engine. So basically, there's 3 currencies in the game. There's the bank currency, which is credits. There's then these part tokens currency, which you need 3 to buy a part, and then there's the in-game currency, which you buy with out-game currency, which you buy with real-world money, and you get loot crates, and basically the most expensive loot crates, 1,200 points, and there you get 10 items. To buy that, you have to spend $15.99 of your real money, and the only way you can get the cards to upgrade your engine is either buy them with money from a shop or dealer, sell other cards to make a card, or go into the loot crate system and buy them. Like, I just miss the days when, like, it's all been purposely built to be around this system of loot crates and microtransactions, and each car comes with a certain level, and you enter a race, and there's like 6 or 7 races in each series. So, like, when you're doing a drift, there'll be 6 or 7 races in there, and you'll start off with being maybe 120 level to do the first one, then 130, then 140, 150, 160. You have to upgrade to get to that next level, and it can be it's made, if you don't have enough money, or you spent your money on a car to be able to take place in it, you have to go back and grind old missions, and that's where the grind comes in, and that's where the game can get a little bit purposely grindy just to fit this system in. However, the game is also quite fair on how it dishes out the cards. Like, at the end of each race you get a card, and usually the card will move you to the next level. There's only been a couple of times where I've actually had to go and spend in-game currency to move to that next level to be able to take part in that race. So even though a lot of people have been saying how grindy it is and how these loot crates are in there, I've not have them thrown in my face so far after 6 to 10 hours. And I don't know if that's coming, and I don't know if it's going to get harder, but for the moment I've not had it thrown in my face. But it is an absolute underlying issue, and it is only there to make money and make the game a lot more grindy. So yeah, guys, some of the positive points are just it's got really good sound and graphics. Basically, the rest of the game is quite a mess, to be fair. I wouldn't say I'm not enjoying the story. I'm kind of invested in it. I think it's a half-interested story. Cool way to do a game, but it's just ruined by all these microtransactions, loot crates, purpose grinding, bugs, the way it wrestles control off you all the time. It just ruins what could have been possibly a good racing game, and I wouldn't put it past this being the last ever Need for Speed game we ever see as a AAA release. It will probably just go to mobile or free to play. It's probably going to die after this, and it needs to be fair. But yes, I hope you enjoyed my review, and any comments, leave them below as normal. Catch you later.